A question of faith, trust, and patience. Goya's life had been marked by loss. She lost her parents at a tender age and was raised by her aged grandmother. Despite the challenges, her grandmother's love and care provided a sense of stability. When her grandmother passed away during her teenage years, Goya felt shattered. The church where her grandmother worshipped adopted her, providing a sense of community and support. It was at church that Goya caught the eye of Caleb, her childhood crush. Caleb had secretly harbored feelings for Goya since their youth and would often attend church services just to catch a glimpse of her. As they grew older, their paths continued to cross, and their feelings for each other deepened. Goya's grandmother had always spoken highly of Caleb's family, known for their strong faith and community involvement. Caleb's parents were pillars of the church, and their son had grown up with a strong sense of purpose. When Goya and Caleb's eyes met again after many years, the spark between them was undeniable. After completing her education in the city, Goya returned to the village a graduate. She visited Pastor Ken's family, who had been instrumental in her upbringing. Caleb, now a successful chef, visited the pastor's house, and their eyes met once again. The connection between them was still strong, and they quickly fell in love. Caleb proposed to Goya in a romantic setting, surrounded by the beauty of nature. She happily accepted, and they began planning their future together. Their wedding was a joyous celebration of their love, surrounded by friends, family, and their church community. Their marriage was filled with love, laughter, and a deep commitment to their faith. They attended church services together, prayed together, and built a life filled with joy. Caleb's culinary skills were in high demand, and Goya's teaching skills were appreciated by the children in the church's department. However, as the years went by, Goya's desire for a child grew stronger. Despite their prayers and efforts, they faced challenges in conceiving. Goya felt like she was losing hope, and the pain of childlessness began to take a toll on her. Caleb tried to reassure her of God's promises, but Goya couldn't shake off the feeling of emptiness. She stopped teaching the children's department at church, as it reminded her of her own childlessness. The sight of happy families and children would often bring tears to her eyes. Caleb noticed the change in her and tried to be supportive, but he didn't fully understand the depth of her pain. Caleb's mother visited, bringing herbal medicine to help Goya conceive. Caleb was adamant that they should trust in God's timing and refused to let Goya take the herbs. "We've prayed about this, and we'll trust in God's plan," he said firmly. However, after some persuasion from his mother, Goya secretly took the herbs without Caleb's knowledge. She hoped that this would be the solution to their problem, and she would finally conceive. 2 months later, Goya thought she was pregnant. She conducted a home pregnancy test, which came out positive. Overjoyed, she shared the news with Caleb. They were both ecstatic, and Caleb thanked God for what they thought was an answer to their prayers. However, when they visited the doctor for confirmation, the test results came out negative. The doctor revealed that the herbs Goya took had caused a false positive result. Goya was devastated, feeling like she had been on an emotional roller coaster. Caleb was upset with Goya for disobeying him, and his anger led him to send his mother away. He didn't speak to Goya for a while, but after a night of reflection, he realized that his mother's intentions were good. He apologized to Goya and forgave her. The couple decided to focus on their relationship and their faith. They began attending counseling sessions to work through their challenges. Goya returned to teaching the children's department, and Caleb helped her with the kids. They found joy in serving together and trusting in God's plan. As they navigated their challenges, they learned to communicate more effectively and support each other. They realized that their love was stronger than any obstacle, and their faith was the foundation of their relationship. Months later, Goya missed her monthly flow without noticing it. She fell ill and was rushed to the hospital. After running some tests, the doctor confirmed that she was indeed pregnant 6 weeks along. Goya and Caleb were overjoyed, and they thanked God for answering their prayers after 10 years of waiting. Their happiness was palpable as they shared the news with their loved ones. Caleb's mother was overjoyed, and Goya's heart was filled with love and gratitude. After a decade of waiting, they were finally going to be parents. Goya and Caleb's joy knew no bounds as they prepared for the arrival of their baby. They decorated the nursery, attended prenatal classes, and read up on parenting tips. Goya's health was closely monitored by the doctor, and Caleb was by her side every step of the way. As the due date approached, Goya and Caleb's excitement grew. They couldn't wait to hold their little one in their arms and start their new journey as parents. On a beautiful sunny day, Goya gave birth to a precious baby boy. Caleb was in the delivery room, holding her hand and coaching her through the process. When the baby was born, Caleb cut the umbilical cord and held their son in his arms. Tears of joy streamed down his face as he gazed at the tiny human they had created. Goya smiled weakly, exhausted but elated. They named their baby boy Joshua, after Caleb's grandfather, who had been a man of great faith. Joshua was a perfect blend of Goya and Caleb, with Goya's bright eyes and Caleb's charming smile. As they navigated parenthood, Goya and Caleb discovered a new level of love and sacrifice. Sleepless nights, diaper changes, and feeding schedules became their new normal. But despite the challenges, they found joy in every moment they spent with Joshua. Are you facing any life challenges? Trust in God and trust the process. The promises of God will definitely come to pass in your life. Continue praying because one day He'll wipe every tears away. Goya and Caleb were childless for 10 years, and when God visited them, they forgot all the years they both cried for a child. Just one visitation from God will turn every ugly situation around for good. Never lose hope. Please subscribe to this channel, like, and comment, and may God bless you as you do so. Amen.